Hi everybody, it's Psychic Medium Carla coming to you on Friday, and today I want to continue with my talk about hauntings. I'm going to explain what a residual haunting is because I did mention it on my little rant on Monday. I want to apologize. I know I probably sounded a little crazy, maybe a little aggressive. A lot of things happened that day, and I kept trying to do the same thing over and over again, and I got frustrated. So, if I disturbed anyone or whatever, I apologize. I know I dropped the F-bomb a lot that day. Well, sort of a lot that day. But I'm calm. All is well. So, I want to talk about residual hauntings and try just to stay with residual hauntings only. So, a residual haunting. A residual haunting is basically, it's a playback of past events. That's all it is. It's a playback of past events. So if you are somewhere, let's say you're on vacation and you're there for a week, and you see the same ghost at the same time every day, or you hear the same sounds pretty much at the same time every day, and let's say that that ghost doesn't even notice that you're there. There's no interaction between you and that said ghost. More than likely, that is a residual haunting. That's just the imprint and the recording of that ghost. I got something in my eye. Of course I do. It's just a recording. It's just an imprint. There's no interaction between the living people and the dead people because it's just a recording. A lot of places have a lot of tragedy. They have a lot of history. They've had a lot of things happen in the area or in specific buildings. So the same things play out all the time at the same times. And usually most sensitives like myself can usually know the difference between residual haunting and an active haunting. Okay? You know, a lot of places that have these residual hauntings, more than likely, there's gonna be a soul there that has not crossed over. It may not be a bunch of souls or several souls. It might just be one. It might be a couple. But more than likely, there's gonna be one there who's not happy, who has not gone to where they're supposed to go, and they can mess with you. Residual hauntings can be traumatic for people as well. If you're witnessing something over and over again, the energy in there is negative, or it freaks you out. Yeah, it can affect people for sure. You can cleanse places and get rid of that residual energy or get rid of some of the residual energy. There's a lot of places that advertise as haunted and they want people to come to them. A lot of people want to experience hauntings. They want to interact. They want to see what it's like to come close to a ghost or soul, or, So they'll go to these places or they'll do ghost hunting, and sometimes people will actively try to provoke these ghosts. And I gotta tell you, I don't advise it. I don't advise doing that. Just for fun. I mean, if you're a professional, be respectful. I'm just saying, be respectful of the dead. If there are souls somewhere where you're going and that's where they live, and they're not planning on going anywhere, don't yell at them and start yelling, show yourself and things like that. I wouldn't do it. I know, I mean, yeah, there's paranormal teams. They go out, they do their investigations, they do everything very respectful, and you get some answers. That's great. Don't push the buttons. That's not necessary. But I'm getting off track, sorry. I'm trying to keep these under 10 minutes as well, because I know people are busy, they have things they got to do. So if you see the same thing at the same time over and over again, and you're witnessing the same things over and over again, and it's usually the same time, and you see that they're not noticing you, that's going to probably more than likely be a residual haunting. That is just a playback of past events, playback of the tragic events, or sometimes not so tragic events that have happened at a certain place or area or location. There's residual energy, everywhere, on everything. Even stuff, new stuff that you get from the mail, Amazon, or packages. Think about how many times that thing you just bought has passed through somebody's hands. Everybody leaves a little imprint on everything. Anything that's been touched, there's going to be an imprint there. So it's the same thing with residual hauntings. Are there some places that are only residual hauntings? I would say, yeah, that there is. My thing with people saying that hauntings are rare, they're rare, like active hauntings, they are not rare. I had said a lot of other mediums like to say that hauntings are rare, but rest assured, my friends, they are not. Myself have been to plenty of actively haunted places and have picked up little friends in a lot of those actively haunted places and have had to send them on their way. In my 50 years, I have done a lot of cleansings on myself. That is with protection, with me keeping myself safe, keeping myself grounded, centered, shielded, and protected. Another reason why I advise people not to poke the bear, because you don't know what you're going to bring home. And more than likely, you might not even know you have anything if you do bring it home. Unless you go to someone and find out. So, residual is just a recording. It's a playback of the events. Hauntings are real. Hauntings are real. They are not rare. I know this from experience, not just because it's something that I'm saying. If I tell you something on a video, it's because I've experienced it, not because I'm just pulling it out of thin air. And the chances of me coincidentally going to all these haunted places, no. It's not, no. So be safe. Try to know the difference. If you ever go to a place, know the difference between residual and active. A lot of times it is a blend of two. Are there some places that are only residual? Sure. More than likely, it's blended. So, also think about your aura. It's the same thing. Something happens to you that's traumatic, whether it's a car accident or abuse, whether it be emotional or physical, or a fall, anything that you would consider traumatic is imprinted on your aura. That is imprinted on there. When you go get a reading, when I'm doing a psychic reading, I would say half the time I'm picking something up that is in your aura. I am reading from your energetic field, especially if it's something that happened in the past. And I say something happened, I see that you had a bad fall 10 years ago, You got 16 stitches or, car accident or whatever, that's something that's imprinted on your aura. Yeah. Energy is energy. It doesn't matter if it's from an event that happened 2,000 years ago, 100 years ago, 50 years ago, yesterday. Doesn't matter. Energy is energy, and it's going to get recorded. So hopefully wherever it is that you live, the things that happened there were all mostly good, nothing too tragic or traumatic, because if you're a sensitive, more than likely it's gonna play out like a movie, video, play out right in front of your eyeballs. That happens sometimes depending on what kind of sensitive you are. So residual hauntings, yeah, they're all over the place. And a lot of times they're blended with active hauntings. Playback of past events, my friends. Hauntings are real. Until next time, you guys have a good weekend. And I don't know what I'm going to talk about on Monday. I'll figure it out. Or I won't. Happy Saturday and Sunday. Stay out of haunted places if you can. You have to go outside. You can't lock yourself up in a closet or in your house. Until next time, stay safe.